Hi, my name is Akiva Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman & Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan. And today we're going to continue our video series designed to educate and inform the public, so please subscribe to our channel. You know, when we talk about getting divorced, of course, one of the main things we discuss, and it's commonly known to everybody, we split up things. We split up everything, really. We split up, sets of dishes. We're going to split up the 2 TV sets. We're going to split up the real estate. And if there's a business, we're going to split up the business. The question is, as a business owner, what do you need to know about that? What does splitting up the business mean? Does that mean all of a sudden half of your accounts are going to go to your ex? Does that mean all of a sudden you're going to have another seat at your desk and your ex is going to be there, giving orders because we've now cut everything in half? Typically, I suppose it could mean that, but it's not typical that that's what the courts do. What the courts will usually do is divide a business in a way that doesn't ruin the business. So think of the business almost as a child, a product of the marriage, okay? So just like a regular child that the court's not going to cut in half to give dad one half and mom one half, the court is going to do what's in the best interest of the thriving of the child, all the while giving both parties access. Similarly with the business, the court's not going to destroy the business for the benefit of splitting it. What the court will likely do is determine what's the inertia of the business and how can we keep that going seamlessly, all the while being fair to both parties. So, a couple ways to do that. If it turns out that both husband and wife are implicitly involved in the state of affairs day-to-day of the business, the court can order that continue. This is not uncommon when you have like corporations. So maybe a husband is doing X, and those are his duties. The wife is out in the field, or the other way around. She's managing, he's doing sales, whatever, however it goes. The court can order that the profits be split equally between the parties, that the salaries of the parties be equal, but that the business continues, each one continuing to do their job, unless one of them voluntarily decides to buy the other one out. A second thing the court might do in a situation where, let's say, husband's running a business, wife is not involved in the business at all, the court's going to determine what the value of the business is, and there's ways to do it. There are business evaluators who do nothing but figure out what a business is actually worth, and it's not just how much money we made last week. It has to do with expected, anticipated business, less the cost, factoring into account increase in the price of carrying the business and carrying inventory and all these things, but there's a big calculation. And they do this calculation. They determine the business is worth $2 million. If the business is worth $2 million, and half of it belongs to the husband, half of it belongs to the wife, she's owed $1 million. How do we give her $1 million? So it doesn't mean we go and take $1 million out of the bank. We might not have to give. But we may, for example, pay, $50,000 a year for 20 years. We may do something like that in order to do that. There may be other methods, or we may determine that we don't have that $1 million, but we're going to keep the business, in exchange for which the house is worth $1 million. So we're going to give that to her, and we're going to give her more stock, and we're going to give other things to equalize those values. More likely than not, that's how it's going to be. So therefore, as a business owner, you need to be aware that this is the process that the court is going to undergo. So therefore, you got to keep that in mind if you're getting divorced. It may, for example, impact big ticket items that you may want to buy for the purposes of the business, expansions that you may be considering. Maybe you want to do that afterward. There's timing that's involved that may make that more significant or less significant, so you may want to pay attention to that. And these are amongst the things you want to consider if you're a business owner who's contemplating divorce. If you have any questions about that, reach out and we'll be glad to help you out.